Now, you listen to me real good. I've told you once, I said it 1,000 times. You get out of those pagan, satanic, religious Christian churches. Christians do not follow the commandments of the Bible. Christians do what they want to do. They make up their own laws, their own rules, and their own regulations. Come out of her, my people, and come out from among them. And it's real simple and easy to ascertain who are these people you need to come out from. Easy. Number one, if they keep Sunday, that's an automatic sign that you need to not have any fellowship with these commandment-breaking, wicked deceivers and seducers and bewitchers of the truth. Simple. All right. Hallelujah. All right, let's see what we got here for a second. I'm going to put something on there to even out that. Hopefully it doesn't fall over there for a second, but we'll see what we got here, okay? That's going to be too much. That's going to fall over. All right. Y'all bear with me for a second, okay? I use notebook paper. Awesome. Thank you, babe. All right. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Hallelujah. Let me get my chat in there. You on? What are you laughing at? Huh? Hey, I got to get up there a little bit. Got to get up there just a little bit, huh? All right. Let me get on here for a second and see how we looking on live. And I need to know, how am I coming in, Israel? Can y'all hear me? Y'all see me? If y'all can hear me, you know the deal. Get 1 for bad, 10 for good. Oh, we good, huh? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Hallelujah. Well, we're going to give Israel a little bit of time to climb on in. You ever heard it before? Climb on in. Y'all climb on in, climb on in. I don't know how you're going to climb on in on a radio broadcast. I really don't. But anyway, hallelujah. Glad to see each and every last one of y'all here. Call out a few names here. Bless you, Sister Heidi, Sister Ship. Bless you, hallelujah, Deacon. Glory to the King. Deacon Samuel's in the house, moderating there. JC in the house, loud and clear. Sister Margaret from South Carolina is there. Brother Jesse Alvarez, he's in the house way out there in California. Mother Jenkins out there, Mom Jenkins, yeah. Hallelujah. Well, y'all know this week, oh boy, has it been something. Monkey Bastard, thank you for your offering there, man. Monkey Bastards come through with the nice offerings, generous support for the ministry. Glory to the King. We got a few things we're going to get into tonight. Not going to spend too long for you. Want to make sure that we come on here tonight for a little bit, as y'all can see that I'm not at the hub. I'm actually at our, huh? It's a little bit blurry. It's probably because there's too many streams. I'll just look at the chat right here, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to disconnect this stream right here. That's what it is. And plus, probably got Brother Robert in pulling, you know, from the same thing. It's blurry. Yeah, it is really blurry. So let me cut this one off too as well. And I'll just play the videos from there. Well, you go to settings, right? And just cut off the Wi-Fi? Okay. All right. The Wi-Fi is off. All right, good. Glory to the King. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Israel, Shalom Hughes tribe. Hallelujah, there in Texas. Brother Jermaine and everybody. Shalom, Elder Becker. Bless y'all. Straitway Nashville. All of y'all. Clearing up a bit. Well, down here in this area, it's crazy because we're down here in rural, I guess you can call it rural Georgia, but the feed here is not the same as it is in Tennessee. It's crazy. We're a whole lot more rural in Tennessee than we are here, but we can only get 15 megs concerning the internet. That's it. Just 15 megs of speed, and that's it. We got a few things we want to go over here tonight. The one thing I want to do is I wanted to actually give y'all an exclusive. I wanted to play an audio of a video that I've not yet uploaded just yet, and give y'all the exclusive. Bless you, brother Richard. Shabbat shalom. You know, this dead season is really started off with a bang. But before we get started and everything, hey, let me go ahead and give blessings to our King, Jesus, Yahshua, the Mashiach, the King, the King, the King, the King, the King. I want y'all to see this hat that I got. Check out this hat right here. Isn't that not fire? Is that not fire? Y'all like that hat? It says Israelite. You know you want to check it now, Summer, because you may be able to be on while I cut off this feed over here. Yes. But we're doing well down here. I had a full week. We have Brother Chance. He's getting married the 13th, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the 13th, the next first day. Don't say. I know. About. Yeah. Chance first day there. Bless you, Elder Chris. I had a wonderful time. Myself and Summer and his car, we went up to visit Elder Crago and his wife. We spent the day up there yesterday. Myself and Elder went skeet shooting. And of course, y'all know that I sold up Ranger, right? Ranger, according to Elder Crago, I just really now don't get me wrong, Ranger did good. He just didn't do as good as me. You know what I mean? I'm ambidextrous. I shoot with both left and right. And I was hitting two skeets at one time. You know, there was but I was waiting for pow. I just got it like that. You know what I mean? Just got it like that. See, Elder Britt, he said I did very good. And I had a tactical shotgun there too. I had a tactical shotgun. But I think I did a whole lot better once I switched from my left hand to my right hand. Once I switched from my left hand to my right hand, I did really, I was doing pretty good on my left hand, but I really was doing a whole lot better with my right hand. But glory to the King. It was a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time. Elder Brett is, he's pretty good at shooting that shotgun. And you know, skeet shooting is a little bit different than precision rifle because you think that when those buckshots will go out, you just don't never know what the span is. You don't know what it's going to be. And plus, especially if it's out there like 70, 80 feet, 50 yards or something like it. It seems like one of them went that far. So, but you had different ways it would go. It was a wonderful time. It really was. And looked like Hiskiah just kicked it off with Elder Brent's wife. I mean, Sonya, he just loves her. Everything is going well. Well, Israel, we're going to go ahead and try to get on right to it. I don't have much. I'm not going to be before you long tonight, be the Father's will. I know that everybody looks forward to me coming on every 6-day night. I do want to let y'all know, let me see, Teacher Shane will be teaching tomorrow. And then the next one will be Teacher Greg. And then probably Elder Donnie after that. And then Elder Mitchell. And then Elder Rufus will be bringing it on up. And by that time, we should be in Passover season. Now, all that is times that I'm probably going to be away. And that's going to be the lineup. Far as the rest of the Israelites that'll be coming in and teaching. Of course, Elder Mitchell and Elder Rufus will be traveling from their respective communities to come up to the hub and actually deliver the message there. And we're looking forward to hearing it because, you know, we need to hear a word from people that have the same spirit. Well, I'm sure that everybody already know the stink and everything else that's going on and stuff. And of course, it happened just like I thought it wouldn't. But I want y'all to, if y'all ready to hear this, let me know if y'all ready to hear this, okay? Because I have an audio, not the video portion. I'm going to upload the video. I don't know if I'm going to put it on YouTube or Patreon, but I have a couple of videos I really need to upload, but uploading them down here is just, it's crazy how slow the internet is down here. But if y'all ready to hear this, I want y'all to hear the audio version. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. And I'll cut this up here for a second. Citizens YouTube app. All right. Now, what I need from y'all is I need for y'all to be able to tell me how the sound is coming in. So let's go ahead and get this. I need y'all undivided attention. Do I have y'all undivided attention to be able to hear this particular word that I'm getting ready to give forth right here? I really, 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 really need Israel to listen. And y'all really need to listen. That's the one thing that the Israelites don't have down today. Bless you, Elder Kabir. All the saints up there, Straitway Praise Land. Straitway Promised Land's in the house. Looks like I believe I saw them. Things are going by fast because I have the camera turned sideways, so you only get to see two text messages in there. But hey, I want y'all to let me know how this sound is coming in first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's do this test run right here, right? So down here, convictions and preferences. Convictions and preferences. I know for a fact that in society, even in homesteads, homes, communities, jobs, whatever may have it, I know that a lot of people are confused about the two, and sometimes they're twisted and they're turned. All right, so how did that come in? That come in pretty good. Somebody said 5, somebody said 10-fold, 10-fold, 10-fold. Sound is good. 10 Elder Rupert says sound is good. Well, we're going to go on with it, okay? I want y'all to listen to this, okay? Really, really, truly listen, because I think that y'all are actually not only are going to be informed, but you're going to receive an education from this particular statement I'm getting ready to say here. So it's, I don't know. Let's listen here for a minute, and then we'll come on with a comment after that, all right? So listen really, 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 really good, okay? All right, so here we go. All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Citizens YouTube, Pastor Dowell here. Convictions and preferences. Convictions and preferences. I know for a fact that in society, even in homesteads, homes, communities, jobs, whatever may have it, I know that a lot of people are confused about the two, and sometimes they're twisted and they're turned upside down or reversed at times. A conviction is not a preference, and a preference is not a conviction. Let me explain. A conviction, if you're convicted about something, there's something you simply cannot be moved from ever, no matter the cost. Let's stop there for a second. Let's give an explanation. You know, over in the Apocrypha, there were some Hebrew boys that were standing up for their conviction. And of course, the Romans at that time was, you know, that what they wanted to do was test and check their resolve, to check and see if they really truly were convicted. And of course, the Roman way of doing things was to inflict a lot of bodily harm and a lot of pain upon people, even to the death. And if a person were really truly convicted about something, no matter what pressure is put up on them, no matter what type of affliction is put up on them, if it's something that they really truly convicted of, it won't change, even upon pain of death. So guess what? Those Hebrew boys didn't change. Didn't change their mind at all because they were convicted. And they gladly went to the death. Out of that, it made people who were still alive even stronger because they saw someone that was willing to stand on their conviction. In today's society, people believe that they're convicted about something, but the truth is, a lot of stuff that is voiced after the pressure's put on and put to the test, it was nothing more than a preference. Because see, if you can change your preference, then you definitely wasn't never convicted. I mean, I'll give you a simple example of a preference. For instance, you see me wearing white shirts all the time. I like wearing white shirts, okay? Now that's my preference. I'm not convicted by it, but it's my preference. So therefore, you see me wearing a lot of the shirts that I wear with the ministry logo, and they're white. Okay, that's my preference. You may not like my preference. You may like blue. But the truth is, I don't care if you like blue. That's your preference. But the one thing you cannot do is allow your preference to infringe upon my preference. Because then you're trying to manipulate me and change me to suit and be like you. See, it's my preference to wear this. And what's it to you if I'm wearing this? Shouldn't be anything at all, right? I said all that to say this. In this world today, we're going to be tested. We're going to be proven and tried. And one of the greatest tests is this. What shall a man give in exchange for a soul? You see, I am definitely one that believe that action speaks louder than words. And as a result of action, I give a lot of words. But I always back up my words with action. And many times, I actually do the action, and the action speaks louder than what I'm saying. And of course, some get it, some don't. But in this world today, people are going to do whatever they can to get you to acquiesce and capitulate to what they call their world. And if you choose to be convicted about something, you best believe it's going to be tried and put to the test. And it will be tried by fire. So what shall a man give in exchange for a soul? Some people, after they get out and they voice certain things, what they'll give to show you that it was really just a preference that they voiced and it wasn't a conviction, they'll recant. They'll come out with an apology because they feel like that some way, somehow, since somebody's upsetting on their emotions, that they've infringed on someone. Now, they in their heart of hearts may not be convicted that they've done it, but to show you that their confusion, conviction, and preferences, if they change, it shows there was nothing more than a preference. Because if you put pressure on it and you change, you weren't really truly convicted about that. That's where a lot of times people's mouth overrides their ass. And if you're not willing and ready to pay the ultimate price for believing something that you say you're convicted by, then keep your damn mouth shut. Because you're going to be called on it. And when you're called on it, and once you're called on it, and once you capitulate, and once you acquiesce to the discomforting force that the general public will place upon you, or society will place upon you, from that point on, nobody knows. Everybody knows that your word is no longer valid. You're not a person of conviction. You like speaking preferences and trying to pass it off on people as if they are conviction. But the truth is nothing more than preference, because you was easily changed. You was easily coerced. You was easily manipulated. There are a lot of people that's going to be tested and proven and tried for their testimony. And we're going to find out if your testimony is really, truly true, because talk is very cheap, and it's getting even cheaper as the days go by. But the book says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, because they loved not their life unto the death. The problem today is that People love their lives too much. They love it too much to stand on their convictions and never change because it will cost them too much monetary comforts of life. If you can't stand what you say that you believe in, and you can be so easily moved because of the pressure of the court of public opinion, don't think that when the day comes, just like Shadrach and Meshach and that bad Negro, the king put out an edict and said that when you hear the sound of the dulcimer, everybody better bow down. Well, those three Hebrew boys were convicted. They didn't bow down. Oh, really? Okay, good. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to throw you in the lion's den. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Excuse me. We're going to put you in the fiery furnace. That's exactly what we'll do. Daniel was in the lion's den. In other words, anytime you stand for something, especially when it comes to the Most High, you better believe that Satan has his people ready to test you all the way to the death. Shadrach, Meshach, and that bad Negro couldn't be moved. Couldn't be moved. They heated up that fiery furnace, and they told that king, this is what they said. Even if the Most High Yah don't deliver us, the one thing we will do is be delivered from you. Where is the men of today's time and hour? Well, Pastor, how do you know? Because I remember I was in the military. And once I came to the knowledge of the truth, you better believe they put pressure for bear. I had all kind of threats levied and charged up against me. Because I told them I would not break the commandments of the Most High Yah ever again. And mind you, I was a staff sergeant in at this time. Had like 7 years in. And they told me, you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, and you're going to do this. And one first sergeant even got so bold to try to get in my face. And I told him, I said, I tell you what, you may have stripes on your collars, but you better not let them stripes override your ass. With all due respect, Top. Because you come around that desk, you get in my face, and you get in my space right there, and it's going to be a whole total different story. And of course, I understood, very much so, because the military, we're built on discipline. We're built on taking orders and all the other stuff. But once I got convicted about not breaking y'all's commandments, and they knew after standing on the colonel's carpet and having chaplains lined up and platoon sergeants and everybody else to question me and to also levy threats against me, and I still didn't move. And mind you, I'm almost halfway done with a career. What did Pastor Dowell end up doing? Well, as you can tell, if you know my testimony, I got out of the military. And they just let me go out easy. Because I knew what I was talking about. And I stood on the word. And when I stood on that word, I was able to declare the word. In other words, quote the word. For whatever question that they asked me. And they would immediately go over to the chaplain, who they believe is the man on the cloth, to ask me if that's right. And the chaplains had no choice but to say it is true. So don't tell me that if I get on here making videos and stuff, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Been there, done it. And when I'm talking about actions speak louder than words, my words are weighty, and they carry a lot of weight because they're backed up with proven action. You can see my lifestyle. You can see what I believe. You can see what I preach and teach. You can tell I'm just not out here blowing a bunch of hot air. I'm not out here trying to get a bunch of subscribers and get people to listen to me. You can tell what I believe by watching the historical action I've taken place and have done over the last 30 years.
Correct.
If I've been able to stand against wind and tide, accusations, false accusations from false brethren, false people, telling lies and sowing discord,
Keep it from me.
and doing whatever they can to use nothing but dishonesty to try to destroy my reputation, here I still stand 10 toes down, flat-footed, a man of honor and a man of integrity and a man of truth. And guess what? If I've been able to stand through all this scrutiny for the last 30 years, the Father grant me another 30, I'm still going to stand, and I'm going to the King. But even if he don't grant me another 30, I'm still going to stand. And I will not change my conviction because I am a true Israelite. Washed by the blood. And it is what it is. See, that's what we need today. The book says in the last days that children will be our oppressors and women would rule over us. Go understand what that means. If not, you may want to join my Patreon. Check it out, a couple of videos in the description block. You'll see. You'll definitely see information to get in contact with me. Before some of you get out there and open up your mouth and end up getting shamed in front of the whole world to show that your words don't mean nothing, because I'm telling you, Satan's coming to change what you call conviction. And all it takes is just a little pressure, and you're going to find out you weren't really convicted. It was just a preference. But I can tell you one thing, all these test runs that we have in life right here is nothing but a test. It's a prelude to come. Are you going to bend the knee, or are you going to bow the knee? And one thing I know, there was a fourth man there in that fiery furnace, likened unto the Son of Man. And when he said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you, I'll be there with you always, even unto the end of the world. It's easy to say it, but you'll never know if he's there until you stand. And that's the problem we're having today, is people don't have enough integrity, enough intestinal fortitude to be able to stand. One threat, and people are not willing to forsake all or give up all. All of a sudden now they changed their mind. All of a sudden, I really didn't mean that. Who can believe you? And that day, who's going to be able to stand? None but the righteous is going to see Yah. If you can't stand now, right now, in the green, what you going to do when the dry season comes? Again, a lot of talking. Change that to doing, then talk. And remember this, you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. I can tell you one thing, Pastor Dowell is not ever dying. I am not ever denying the Messiah. In no way, shape, fashion, or form. Nor am I ever denying or changing any of my convictions. No matter what pressure the world may try to bring for bear, no matter how many miserable comforters come, no matter how many people twist, warp, and distort and lie in order to garner favor and get people over to their side, makes no difference to me. Here I still stand. After all these years, I'm still standing by the grace and the favor and the power of Yeshua the HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. I hope I said something to stimulate thought. I hope you have a blessed day. Well, you can tell one thing about Pastor Dowell. If I say it, I mean it, and it's already been proven. That's the truth. And that's the Truth Straitway. Well, I can only hope that listening to that short video clip right there, that it'll bring clarity, because many already know what I'm talking about. And it's just sad. Elder Rufus did an excellent video earlier, an excellent video. Covered literally all the points. Y'all may want to go over there to Straitway, Georgia, Elder Rufus, and check out that video. Wonderful video. But what's really truly happening in this daytime and hour that we're living in right now, listen, everything's a test. And the first thing is being tested is the weak. And I mean W-E-A-K. The weak, what I mean, is a people that has a platform, makes a lot of money, but they don't have any conviction because they don't live the word. They're just coming to the knowledge of the truth, and they're novices, and they're getting inspired, and in that inspiration, they feel the pull of, yeah, that's right, that's what I need to do, and they're starting to embrace their heritage, and they're starting to embrace their culture. They just don't know how to navigate going forward, and i.e., that's where a real true pastor comes into play. And but one of the biggest things that people think they're going to avoid in this life right here is the sword. They really truly believe, because they have been preached a false Jesus and a fairy tale for so long, they really truly believe that if they come to Jesus the Christian way, or whatever way they learn, that everybody's going to get it, and you're not going to suffer loss, and everything will be all right, and everything's going to be fine. But you and I, who already know these things, you know that you're going to be hated of all men, and it's going to start with your natural family coming this way. As a matter of fact, in Psalms 45:10, it tells you, if you are a woman, you are a wife. If you're a woman in the ministry, you're coming to the truth of this. It actually instructs you to forget your family, forget your natural family, and just go on with your husband, the king, and so will he love you. And that's just the order of things, the way things are done. But too many people have so many distractions, and Satan knows how to pull on the heartstrings of people. They really, truly do. He really knows how to pull on. And remember what the Messiah said: wherever your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So everybody needs to do a serious, sincere look and search their own heart and see if you really, truly know your heart. Because I'm watching people bow down for money. I'm watching people bow down to keep a livelihood. Nobody today seems like they want to suffer loss in order to gain. That's why I told y'all to listen to Pilgrim Progress some time ago, so you'll at least get an understanding of what the cost is. And I'd be damned if somebody gonna give me some type of remedial training where I'm gonna go and get someone of another damn nation to teach me my culture and my heritage, to so-called rehabilitate me. Y'all know it's another damn thing coming. You can forget that. That ain't never happening. It just ain't happening. Now, of course, I can talk like that. Bless you, Pastor. Bless you, Pastor Daniel. I can talk like that because, hey, silver and gold have I none, but such as I have, I give to thee. I give you the truth, not only the truth, I literally give you the miracle working power of our true and living Elohim, and our Messiah, Yeshua, who lives forever to make intercession for the Israelites, the saints. Anybody, if you've been part of Straitway for any length of time, you know that Pastor Dowell is one serious man. Now, there are people that take offenses, and they, we talked about the sower went forth to sow, and we experience that in this ministry all the time. And the seed lands on 4 different types of ground. And when you see the Most High bring people this way, you all know, and y'all answer me on this in this chat room, you all know, once you come to this ministry here at Straitway, where the Holy Spirit is allowed to operate full without any restraint, and the people, just like the book says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, or the people bear rule, or the righteous bear rule. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm quoting the scriptures over there, right? So check this out. You know just as well as I know, and I know it because I'm here, you've never, ever, ever met another ministry like Straitway on the face of planet Earth that has the balance that we have. And for that, we give all praise to the Most High Yah. If I'm telling the truth, type in truth. And if I'm falling short in my answer, in my statement whatsoever, let me know. Because I don't know of another people out there that is doing what Straitway is doing to be obedient. And every single time we discover something where we could be lacking at, the first thing we do is to make an about face and we get right after the obedience of Yah. We're in the restoration of all things. We're restoring. And so not only do we have the Holy Spirit, not only do we keep the commandments, not only do we have the power of the Most High Yah, miracle working power, but the Most High Yah is with us. As little sanctuaries, he's really, truly with us. So when you see people start going away from us, all you're doing is watching the parable of the sower. And remember what I'm talking about. Seed, time, and then harvest. And so you're always going to have people that come and then they go. That happened. That happened even with the Apostle Shaul. I remember Barnabas had an issue and trouble with him and Paul. Great, thick dissension. Paul wasn't having it. Next thing you know, Barnabas is gone. But we got all these letters right here that helps us to navigate and understand even the intentions of Yah even more. So we don't hear nothing from Barabbas, but we hear from Paul, don't we? We know who Yah chose, don't we? Oh, by the way, Mother Cynthia, you know, the one who came to the man of Yah to get healed of lung cancer. And I've kept y'all abreast every single month of the changes of everything that went on and what was going on, doctor's verification, what was said. Did I not keep us in the loop, Summer?
Yes, sir.
Kept us in the loop. She's decided to leave the ministry and go on with her. I don't know if she's going with her son or whatever. Eric Robinson. But I can tell you one thing, you ain't got to worry about Eric Robinson having fellowship with the saints. You ain't got to worry about them. You know, the book says, forsake not the assembly together, the manner of some is. And you'll watch these people try to twist, warp, and distort and make these scriptures fit their comfortable lifestyle just so they can feel good about themselves. But it still doesn't change what Yah says. And all the believers had all things common. And no man had nothing he called him on. Now, how are you going to get past that? How are you going to get past that? When it's clearly outlined and laid out right there. Not only is it laid out in Leviticus, it's laid out in the prophets, it's laid out in the law, the prophets, the apostles, the Messiah himself. But yet and still, you'll watch people come out with these teachings that will appease the minds and conscience of those who are contrary and walking diametrically opposed, going the opposite way of what the word says. Those of us who do and have and are walking with the Most High in this regeneration, we realize and we comprehend and know that, listen, I could not be the pastor that I am today. I could not even be the man that I am today if it wasn't for me living with the saints. I wouldn't even know what was deep down inside of me. I wouldn't even know how to be a pastor and shepherd if I didn't have all these previous experiences for the last 30 years. It has given me wisdom that you can't even speak this type of wisdom to this generation because they're so foolish and that they would reject it and they will put value to their own experiences and opinions, which is really nothing, because I've lived the life of people who don't live with the saints. I already know what that life is all about. But these people have never lived with the Israelites. They never lived with the saints. So therefore, they don't even know the dynamic of what it really truly means to grow spiritually. They will never know the dynamic of what it means to be perfect. They have a perspective and way and an illusion, a strong delusion that is in their own mind. And the scriptures never jump off the pages of the book because the experience is just simply not there. And all that believed were together. And no man had nothing he called his own. We have 1,000 people watching right now. Isn't that amazing though? And so you have people out there that will throw subliminal messages. As Michael Israel say, they will throw rocks and hide hands and act like that they're clean. No, we don't believe that over here. But Mother Cynthia, or Mom Cynthia, is no longer part of ministry. She has decided to go on. And, you know, I think what's disturbing is that she questioned myself. She questioned Pastor Corey. She even talked to Pastor Corey for a whole hour a few Sabbaths ago because she was defending her son, talking about her son was called at 4 years old. I don't know about all that. I don't know. As a matter of fact, I don't know. The only person I know that was called and ordained as a prophet from their womb was Jeremiah. Now, all after that, all before that, the Most High knew us and he formed us. But Jeremiah was one of those special prophets that the Most High y'all knew. But I don't have nothing with this mama called daddy sent testimony stuff. I just don't. I deal with facts. I deal with integrity. I deal with truth. And anybody that says that Pastor Dowell is not a man of integrity and honor and truth, why do you think I always leave the doorway open to have a hopefully a civil discussion and debate openly in front of everybody, recorded live, not pre-recorded so people can go edit it and all that other stuff? I don't know how to be much more, I don't know how to have much more honor and integrity than that. I really truly don't. But I understand that we live in a generation where the prophet Isaiah said, children would be your oppressors and women would rule over you. And if you notice, in my generation, and I'm just going to give a few examples of my generation of young boys, young men, boys growing to men, growing up. In my generation, when we played sports or backyard football in the neighborhood, we fought. We fought each other almost every day. And then the fight would be over, we'd be right back playing again. We would be in junior high, high school, or whatever it is. People playing sport. I remember coaches grabbing our face masks, slapping our helmets, cussing us out if we even asked for water or something like that. Didn't give a nickel's worth of rat's ass about our feelings or emotions or none of that. They didn't coddle us. They didn't rub our head. They didn't have a letter. There was no stress cards or none of that stuff. They just talked to us, boys to men. Today, these little boys in this generation are feminine. They're soft. Their emotions runs higher than a woman's emotion. You say something to them, they all in their emotions. They all in their feelings. They don't know how to cope with someone getting in front of their face, eyeball to eyeball, man to man, and telling it like it is. They don't know what to do. And that's because this pagan, wicked society we're living in has mastered the art of tearing down the family. It don't give a damn about tearing down its own cultural families. Remember, everything that goes on in this earth is after the Hebrew family. It's after the Israelite family because they don't want any witnesses here in this earth to give glory to the king. That's why the family unit is always attacked. And Satan always goes after the weaker vessel first to try to get to the strong man, the head of the family. He always does that. There's nothing new under the sun. He has not changed any way, shape, fashion, or form in his operating procedures. But these young men and these men, they are soft. There used to be a time that you could talk to these boys straight up and they would look at you and they wouldn't have all this visceral attitude in them to where they're looking at you and cussing you out on the inside. They were really, truly meticulously paying attention to what you had to say. They didn't show resentment and dishonor. It was yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Even in the midst of getting chastened. Knowing that that was going to make them to be better men when it pertained to life. But you got all these boys that they raised by these skirts. And then they get out in the real world and you meet real men. They're not going to coddle you like mama did. They're not going to rub your damn back of your neck and stuff and say everything's going to be all right. Hell no, everything ain't going to be all right. They damn sure ain't going to be all right. If you don't do this damn way, this how it's going to end up. And in my day, you didn't get participation trophies. Your ass either won or you lost. Period. And if you lost, we talked about your ass. That's all there is to it. And we gloated in glory to be able to overcome and beat you. That's the way it should be. But you're watching children oppressing, dishonor, disrespecting, think they deserve honor. Let me see, you live 15, 16, 17, 18 years and you think you deserve the same honor as me? Are you out of your damn mind? What the hell has this world come to? And then women have voices everywhere. You turn on the TV, talk show hosts, all women. Anchors on news sources, all women. Just what I don't even listen to the mess nowadays. I just listen to alternative news sources on YouTube, and I try to watch trends and I figure out things as I go, because I love holy, righteous women in their roles, but I'm not about to let a woman lead me and tell me what the hell to do when I've gotten this far in life without their counsel. I've come a long damn way in this life. Everything's just turned upside down, literally upside down. It's just sad what's going on in this world today. So we're watching today, and people thinking that if you're able to get out on social media and you're able to say something, and especially you make a lot of money, you better make sure that you are doers before you start speaking. And of course, if you watch it, everybody's trying to do whatever they can to make sure they keep people from hearing Straitway, including the so-called Israelites, who are nothing but damn hypocrites themselves, because they don't live a damn thing. It is sad what's going on today. You would think that when you have somebody out here that's not only preaching it but living it, you would think that if you see a wise man like that, that you will wear out his doorstep, like the book says. You will come and sit at his feet and learn. We don't have that today. We literally don't have it today. Foolishness, frivolity. And time is getting shorter and shorter. Listen, even if we go another 20 years and Messiah doesn't come, which I'm hoping that he does, it's not looking good on the outlook of this generation. If you're a true Israelite, you ain't going to have literally no choice in order to just maintain and keep faith. Because remember what the book says. The book says, when he comes, shall he find faith on this earth? Translation. Things are going to be so bad that including the religious people who think that they have faith, y'all's going to be looking and ain't going to hardly find any. It's only going to be a remnant. And everybody assumes that they are their remnant. It's going to be sad. It's truly, truly, truly going to be sad. If he's saying, when he comes, shall he find faith on this earth, that means he's meticulously looking and he can't find none. And where did I get that from? Well, I remember when the Most High sent the angel of Yah and a couple of witnesses, and they went and spoke to Abraham. And they were getting ready to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And after they had made end of speaking with Abraham, Abraham said, if you see 50 righteous in Sodom, would you spare it? And the angel of the Most High Yah, was just so happened to be Yeshua HaMashiach, said, yeah, I will spare it. Well, if it was 45 or 40, would you spare? Oh, yeah. Well, if it was 30, 35, oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I was spared. Oh, well, you know the deal. He kept on going and going and going. You all know the account. That was a city. We're talking about a whole nation now. In America, As we continue to go on, I want everybody to listen to me very closely. You remember in the book of Revelation that it said there was going to be 12,000 sealed out of each tribe. That's those that are left alive. Listen very closely. As we're watching things go from bad to worse, as we're watching iniquity increase and godliness tank, and we're watching people just run into satanic influences, is it hard to believe now that out of 8 billion people on the face of planet Earth, is it hard to believe that the Most High Yah is going to save 144,000, 12,000 saved out of each tribe? And remember what Yah said, and all Israel shall be saved. And if all Israel only consists of 144,000 left alive, that is all of Israel. You see, people have been sold a lie. They've been painted a fairy tale. They've been given a false sense of security of so-called salvation. And they're playing with the devil on this, thinking that you can just go out here and live your life independently of the Most High Yah, and you're going to be part of that 144,000, and you don't have the testimony of Yahshua. You don't even keep his commandments. You're not even trying to obey him. You're not sacrificing nothing. You're not giving up nothing. You haven't given up the damn thing in your life to prove that you're serious about being an Israelite. There's been no sacrifice. 99% of the people that I know that say that they're following the Lord, they're following Yahweh, they have not sacrificed a damn thing in their life. They have never been tested, never been proven, never been tried. It's all words coming from their deceptive brain and mouth. They have never been tested. They don't even know what it means to be tried. And they assume that when the trial does come, that they're going to pass the test. What deception that is. What deception that is. I tell you what, since I know the terror of Yah, I do everything I can in my heart to persuade men. And it's not going to be all these people like everybody think. I think that 12,000 sealed out of each tribe, when Yahshua come, I think that is extreme mercy. Did you hear what I said, love? Yes. I said, I think that is extreme mercy. You think about that. Because in Noah's day, there was only 8 that was saved from the flood. And the earth going to be destroyed by fire this time, and he went from 8 to 144. That is the tender mercies of Yah. If there ever has been, that's the tender mercy of Yah. And you think that I'm going to sit up here and waste a day, a week, a month, a year, or a decade missing out on serving him for just this little small vapor of mist allotted of a time that we have on this earth, and a bunch of damn foolishness to put my soul salvation at jeopardy for a bunch of shit? You out of your damn mind. This stays at the forefront of my mind. It does. It stays there. Because Satan has never rested in trying to get your soul. Never has. Never. I don't understand how people can just be so eased in Zion and just relax everything and get caught up so much in the cares of this world and this life that they forget that this is just a test. This is a trial run. Every single day is. You have to make sure you're saved. And I know it ain't that it ain't been preached. It ain't that it hasn't been taught. It has been. Basically, in a nutshell, people full of shit. That's what they basically full of. And they want you to be full of the same old feces that they are. That's what they want. So they can all feel good. All feel good in this cesspool of hell called life. But I'm going to tell you this ain't life. This is a trial run. Yahshua said, if you will enter into life, then keep his commandments. And his commandments are a hell of a lot more than just 10 etched in stone. all the commandments hang on those 10. People have a lot to learn, an extreme amount to learn in a short period of time. And I think that the Most High Yah has given us somewhat of an advantage, because I have all my life tried my best to be a merciful man. At times I've had to literally rise up, make choices, hard choices and decisions, that not only is going to affect the livelihood and lifestyle of others and their soul salvation, but I had to make them in order to keep myself saved and those who hear me. So I carefully calculate and analyze things. I'm pretty slow to move in making judgments. I'm swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to move. I always try to make sure I keep my ear tuned when Satan is speaking. I do, because I know that enemy. The book says, smite the shepherd and the sheep, it's not a maybe, they will scatter. So do y'all understand what I have in front of me as a man heading up the ministries of Straitway? The weight and the burden is on me on a continual basis, on a daily basis, to keep myself in the love of Yah and to make sure that I will save myself and then those who hear me, like the book says. It's serious. I don't know of other pastors out there that has this type of mindset that I have. I'm sure that there are a lot out. Well, I'm sure there's a few out there. I haven't met them. I'm only concerned about those who the Most High Yah sent to me on this watch. Because I know these some serious-minded pastors, elders, preachers, teachers, deacons, brothers, sisters, children. I know that they're serious. And they're not going to succumb to low, mundane, base-minded temptations and ways that will cause them to be challenged about salvation. I'm telling you. Yeshua said, they that preach the message must live it. You got a lot of people bumping their gums and flapping their lips. A lot of people, I'll bite off on that. Well, bite it, damn it. The one thing you can't do is live it, though. And so there would not be a shortage of false teachers and false brethren out there that would tell you exactly what your itching ears want to hear in order to make you feel good about what you're doing. But that is not the conus of the message. Is everybody all right? Ellis Hebrew, bless you, shepherd. Keep feeding us. May y'all continue to keep you and encourage you and in good health. Thank you, my brother. Oh, I still ain't forgot what day we at right now. November the 4th. We got 9 days left. 9 days left for D-Day. It is doomsday for myself and all the Straitway. Or either somebody else has got a very sad, serious judgment coming to them. Because I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I do. Come November the 14th, I'm still here. And I believe I'm going to still be here by the tender mercies of Yah. Myself and all these powerful prayer warriors in Straitway, we're going to return the curses and the same judgment that they meant for men when they spoke with so much vigor and tenacity and strength, and it was so sure. We're going to send that same tenacity right back up on their heads. And we're going to see who really truly serves Yah. You see, it's a dangerous thing when people get into their emotions. They didn't speak only death on me. They spoke it to everyone. Did you hear that too? Everyone in the ministry. You did. Let me analyze it for a second. Straitway is the only ministry that I know of, and I'm going to go in America, that has sold all they had, give distribution to every man as they need, live set apart lives, homeschooling their children, bringing up our children in the admonition and fear of Yah, living set apart, have come out of her, my people, and have came out from among them. And the Most High Yah is prospering us, bless you, Brother Marco, in every single way possible. I'm familiar with Satan and his system. They're trying to get you to capitulate and acquiesce to their world. It's amazing how, if you Church of Christ, they have no problems with Seventh-day Adventists. If you're a Baptist, they have no problem with Church of God in Christ. You can be a player and be any one of those flavors of religion, but as soon as you start talking about you keeping the commandments of Yah and the testimony of Yahshua, and you live and set apart, it's the big things, the commandments. All of a sudden, everybody in this world hates you with vigor, including your family. Listen, if they can't love your Yahweh, then there's no way in hell they can love you. The only thing they love about you is the familiarity of knowing you and your flesh. That's it. They don't give a nickel's worth of rat's ass about you, your soul, or any damn thing else unless you're piping and harping and dancing to their tune. That's the only way you're going to get along. Well, I've been piping and a lot of people ain't dancing. And I've been doing it for a long time. And none but the righteous is going to be saved. Bless you, Brother Brandon, all of Straitway, South Carolina. Y'all let me know this coming across a little too strong for y'all. If it is, that's okay. You need it. You need the truth with no mixture. Things are going from bad to worse. We have 1,200 people in the chat room right now. And things are getting bad, Israel. And if you're not a patron, by the time I get back home at the hub there in Tennessee, you may want to make sure that you are definitely a member, a patron with everything that's going on today. Listen to me. Let me tell y'all something. There is a satanic power in this earth today that is after the testimony of all true, faithful Israelites. Babe, can you turn that AC down like 65, 66, something like that? So that way when it's time for us, we get finished with this, we head to bed, we'll be fine. Remember what the book says. They overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, because they loved not their life unto the death. Well, it's not easy becoming a part of one of our communities, because just like the Most High said, or Yahshua said in Acts chapter 2, and Yahweh added to the assembly daily such as should be saved, that's how he does it. Now, you can move around one of these communities. We don't have no control over that. Thank you, Brother Daniels, for your offering there. You can move around one of these communities. Hallelujah. And how's the pictures? The pictures still coming in pretty good? Am I still garbled, broken, distorted? Am I looking? If so, let me make sure I put this. I got the Wi-Fi off and it still came through. It must came through on LTE then, yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it, Elder. Elder Rufus, give me a call. Give me a call on my phone number. I hope LT hooks it up. If not, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Everything's looking good. I'm going to cut this Wi-Fi back on just so I can meet it there. give me a call on my cell phone. We're going to do a little bit of talking here just for a second, all right? Saints, what you're watching out in the open today, that's just a prelude of them trying to get to the testimony of true Israelites. They're repented of their sins, iniquity, and transgressions. They're coming. Satan is coming for us, and he's trying to use his system to do it. And as long as there's breath in my body, I'll be damned if he's going to set up there and come for us Israelites, and there ain't going to be no repercussions coming back from us. Because I don't give a shit about your riches in this world. I don't give a damn about your notoriety and all the other shit you got. The one thing I ain't going to never do, I ain't never changing my testimony for y'all, for no damn body. And I can promise you that. I'm staying with the king. And I've been with the king, I'm going to stay with the king, I'm going to live with the king, and I'm going to die with the king. I'm going to have my testimony with the king, and I'm going to the kingdom. Period. And everybody else that has their strength and intestinal fortitude to be able to endure hardness as a good soldier, they're going to the kingdom with us. I'm going to let Yahshua know that he didn't die in vain. Same conviction I had when he first filled me with the Holy Spirit is still burning hard and burning deep within my soul, still to this day. We have 1,317 people in the chat room right now. Elder Rufus, are you there?
Yes, sir. Bless you, Shepherd.
Ah, bless you, Elder. Bless you, Elder. I tell you what, Elder, it's definitely been some kind of day today, and I enjoyed the video that you put out there because you spoke nothing but truth. I think what I'm trying to do, Elder, is I'm trying to, it's our job, regardless of what the world is doing. That's just a prelude of the attack that's coming our way to a greater level. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. 100%.
So I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure I put a defibrillator on our mind to keep our conscience stayed on Jesus and what we're doing, and to make sure that everything we're doing in the beauty of holiness, because you know just as well as I do that they're after our testimony. You got anything to say on that, Elder?
Yeah, the book is real clear. You're going to need these testimonies to make it through. So they're trying to do anything they can to quench and to devour and, get you to not have these incredible testimonies of overcoming this wicked and jacked up system that we in. So that's why they want to oppress your speech and control what you say, want to control what you think. I mean, this slavery just turned from a physical to a mental. Yeah. From the blacks, from the Hebrews to everyone. Doesn't matter. And you have to get out of yourself and quit living a selfish, self-centered, self-focused life and care about the ones you claim to love and the seed that will come therefore after, and prepare like we've been instructed to do. And Straitway just a beacon of light in that. They've been an example for almost 3 decades now. And so you don't have an excuse. Like, Straitway eliminates that from you. Because all you got to do is look at Pastor Dowell videos or anybody in the ministry videos. And you see that even in this wicked and perverse world and generation we're living in, you can do what the scriptures say. Yeah. Come out of her, my people. You can do it. So we just eliminate those excuses. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing, and more people are coming into the knowledge of the truth. Y'all's opening their ears and their eyes, and I'm grateful for it. Make me want to work even harder. But that's possible.
Elder, as I sit and listen to you, of course, 1 Corinthians 6 and also Revelations 18:4, come out of her, my people, and come out from among them. It echoes, it rings hard, especially when we've, been dealing with the issues of today, because a lot of people, they just don't see what's really, truly transpiring and taking place. They think that that's just something out there in the open and stuff, they're going to get this person to, bend over and they're going to break the buck and everything else. And of course, then he loses credibility with everybody else and everything, but they really, truly don't know that all of this is a test run, like I said earlier, that at the sound of the dulcimer, when you hear it sound, you better bow down. What saith you, Elder?
Yeah, the dulcimer is ringing loud in this world now, from vaccinations to all kind of stuff. You know, it's ringing real loud, and you either gonna bow down or you're gonna stand with the Most High Yah. And when you stand with Him, you're gonna automatically win, no matter what the outcome is. Like you gave a great example with the 3 Hebrew boys. In the end, their mind was already made up. They already were convicted in the love of the Most High Yah. So it didn't matter what the outcome was with this wicked king and the fiery furnace. They didn't care nothing about none of that. Their hearts and minds was already convicted to do the will of the Most High Yah. And as long as you function in that, you're going to win in the end. No matter if you're a martyr, no matter if you're thrown in the fiery furnace, no matter if you're hung, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. In the end, you're going to be with the king and you're going to be with his people. You're going to live with him forever. But that has to be a conviction in your heart. It has to be. Because like you were saying earlier, circumstances and situations come up. Now it becomes a preference. Well, you know, I didn't really mean it. Well, okay. Mm-hmm. That's the faith right there that the Messiah's coming back for. That convicting faith. That's what he's coming back for. And that's why it's going to be hard to see. Because everything's set up out here in this world is to kill whatever faith you have that is not in the Most High Yah. See, you got faith in something. Mm-hmm. You got faith in something, believe it or not. You got faith in something. You don't believe in the Most High, you believe in yourself. You believe in your mama. You believe in your friends. You believe in your work. Yeah. You believe in something besides Yah. And the devil is making sure he destroys all of that so you become faithless. And if you're faithless, you don't have a testimony. If you don't have a testimony, you will not overcome.
Boy, I tell you what, Elder, couldn't say it better myself, but I tell you one thing, I hope, I can only hope and pray, because I did pray. I pray and ask Father to give me some utterance so that people can really, really, truly hear and see what's going on. Because remember, the book says that surely Yahweh Elohim will not do nothing without revealing his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right.
Israel is going to have to develop a meticulous ear to hear Yah's man in order to be saved. With the type of deception that is coming down the pike and is happening right now in this generation, it's like a tidal wave. I mean, it's like, dang. Don't that sound logical? Don't that sound like reason? I mean, who cannot believe that? I mean, it sounds so. Hey, but listen, the Most High Yah said, my ways, they're not your ways. And my thoughts, they're not your thoughts.
Hallelujah.
And I'm trying my best to get the people to get the mind of Yah. What say you, Elder Rufus?
Pastor, I say it as a testimony. And yeah, you're my friend, you're my brother, you're my pastor. But you and the people of Straitway have been an incredible example to follow. So keep doing what you're doing. Stay encouraged no matter what. Act like everything is zigzag for you. Encourage yourself, you know?
Yeah.
But Pastor, I'm telling you, the way this thing is, people have to garner and pray for you. Have not because you ask not. You have to get this thing called enduring substance. You have to have it, because if you don't have that, you're not going to endure to the end. And if you don't, you won't receive salvation. And this is why you have to stir up the gift that's inside of you, the measure of faith that Yah has given you. You have to increase it on a daily basis. This is why you have to have these overcoming testimonies, because it's going to increase your faith and it's going to make you stand firm. What do you say in the word today? 10 toes down. You will stand. You will stand if you love Yah. The 3 Hebrew boys that we talked about earlier, they love Yah. Daniel the Lions, and he loved Yah. All these great men that we followed here, they loved Yah. And their life meant nothing to them. Serving him and serving his people meant everything. You have to get out of being selfish and what you going to do for me. Give your life over to service. I remember being in a Christian church, Pastor, but I knew I wasn't a Christian. And I would tell everybody, I'm no Christian. I don't read that in that book. That book don't tell me I'm a Christian. And they looked at me like a rebel, Pastor. And folk would ask me all the time, what the hell are you then? And I would tell them I'm a servant. I'm a servant. I follow Jesus. He's a servant. I'm a servant. Mm-hmm. And you know what? That's exactly what we are. That's exactly what we are willfully doing. We are cheerful givers in this walk because he's that good. He's been that great. He's been that merciful. Glory to the King. We got to get that enduring substance, though, Pastor. And you said it. You have to hear. Faith comes by hearing. I've been in that chat room all night telling folk more listening, less typing. I know it's a chat room, but it's an interactive. It's not an interactive chat room. We want you there to listen. Quit running your mouth. Quit giving suggestions. Quit trying to be the man of Yah and preach. Quit trying to teach the folk in there. We have a teacher before us. Listen to him. I know it's outside the norm. All other chat rooms encourage you to talk. We don't. I encourage you to listen so your faith can be increased. You can't be fully listening when you got a thought in your mind. You trying to type it on keys. Can't be. Listen to the men of Yah, especially this one, Pastor Charles Dowell Jr., because he's just the man of Yah of this generation, this hour. I ain't mad about it. I'm actually glad about it. I looked for this man for 3 years. I didn't know who he was, but I was out there searching for him. As I exerted my faith and came out of her, I suggest you do the same.
You know, Elder, I tell you, this thing is if you would have told me in the year 2000 that it would have came up on us this quick and we're in year 22, I'd have been hard pressed to believe it, if you understand me, because everything is just running at breakneck speed nowadays.
Yeah, like the book said. The days will be shorter. Time is going to feel like it's going faster. And we in it. Think about it. This Roman year that we're in, we're already 11 months into it, y'all.
I know.
It's over next month already. So like we just got into 2022. And it's over. Over. You don't get that back. See, y'all not restricted by time. You are. The devil is. He ain't got but a short time left. What you got left? Man, we got to get it right. Pastor, I feel it. I understand what you're getting at, but I can't, man. I'm up late. I'm pressing the Father. I'm in deep meditation. I'm praying. I get it. It's hard to be settled in an hour like now when your mind is stayed on serving the folk. And I get you're praying to the Father, the pressing of it. Father, please give people eyes to see this and ears to hear this message. Ain't got much time left.
You know, the book says, except those days be shortened, we would have all been like Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm telling you, except those days. And no doubt to me, those days are definitely being shortened. I do want to make a statement here that I first heard that statement 10 toes down from Elder Robert Mathis. And that just resonated with me. And I understand where he got it from because you got to put them down and dig them deep into the soil. And then when it's time to launch, it's time to get ready and go. It's time to get it. So when he made that statement, it just resonated hard with me, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, full of truth. It's just full of truth. You go through life experiences and you deal with things, but Yah shows you on the journey what is real and what is fake. And the elder understands. Man, if you ain't 100% committed, it will knock you off balance. You need all 10 toes to be down to be fully balanced in this thing. It can't be one day the pinky out, next day the big toe needs special attention. No, we 10 toes deep in this thing, dug into the soil. I get what he's saying. I get it.
Elder, over the years, what do you think about this, is especially taking place today with a few people, not many, but a few people falling away? But isn't it amazing how when they first came to the ministry, they were looking for the Holy Spirit. They were looking for the power of Yah. They were looking for the man of Yah. They were looking for all this direction, the keeping of commandments, the restoration of Israel and stuff. And then after a few years, they get a little bit of knowledge. Now all of a sudden, they know more than Pastor Dowell does.
Yeah. But it's the cares of this world that take them away, Pastor. It's the cares of this world. And the book speaks about what level of ground that you have been sold on. And all those people on rocky ground, because they show a little improvement from the beginning. They show encouragement and excitement in the beginning. But because they don't stick around long enough for their roots to be dug deep in, the sun scorch them away, and the birds that come and pluck them up. You know what I mean? The things of this world take them away from the truth.
Yeah.
And because they're selfish, and because they're self-centered, and because they're arrogant and they're pompous like this world creates them to be, do as thou wilt, they will look at it and say, you know what, you don't have to follow a man. But that same guy that will tell you you don't have to follow a man wants you to follow them. If that is not the heightened sense of the hypocrisy, I don't know what is. Don't follow these men. The book tell you you ain't got to follow. I ain't what the book's saying, dummy.
Yeah, but listen to me.
You want somebody to listen to you. You want somebody to follow you. I guarantee when they get inspired and give you an offering, you take it. But you don't put it back into them. You don't soak it back into them. Mm-hmm. You take it and do whatever your heart desires with, because you feel you've earned it and deserved it. And all the while, the people are lost. All the while, the people have no truth. They have no endurance substance. They have nothing to grab hold to. Their faith has been minimized and eliminated. And then you go slither off like the viper snake you are and find somebody else to bite. Again, like you said, it's only been a few. And this is a sad thing, Pastor. They're so arrogant. They're so pompous. But every single one of them still listening to you, Pastor.
Yeah.
They ain't got nobody else to listen to.
Oh, yeah.
They want to go do it themselves. But I seen them. I seen a few of them. And Pastor Muir, in his thing he did the other day, in his broadcast he did the other day, I said, look at this mess.
Look at that.
You used to be with us, booger. You thought you knew it all. You thought you were the construction man and the hard-working man. And what you listening to Pastor Muir for? I wanted to get on there and say it. I said, no, for another time.
Yeah.
Because that individual I saw in there, I'd rather see him face-to-face anyways. I'd rather see him face-to-face. But I see, when I be looking, people in there, I'm like, look at this. I know who this is. I know you. You think you can change it. I know exactly who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly who you are. And they come together, and they don't want to listen to nobody, but they all want to get some leader. Let's put a guy. Let's make him a leader. Let's follow him. You'll follow him for 4 months. You follow him for 6 months, because he ain't got nothing for you.
Ain't got nothing.
He ain't called to be the man of Yah. He don't have the shoulders to bear the weight of Israel. And if he was humble, like we always say, humble thyself in the sight of Yah. If he was humble, he'd be right back here, still feeding where he need to be feeding from. But this is the problem in this world. Do as thou wilt. Love yourself. Be independent. Just retarded, asinine statements of death. The statements of death. They don't speak life to you. I'm Pastor, and I hate to go this route. I'm seeing women online, and guess what they're doing, Pastor?
What are they doing?
They're crying out. They in their 30s, late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, and guess what they doing? Please, I don't want to be independent no more. I can't believe I fell for this.
Yeah. Fell for feminism and fell for the, matter of fact, they missed out on their golden years of childbearing. They messed it all up, chasing after the crap of this world and stuff, and they bitten of the fruit of lies, and now they're living nothing but regrets.
They are so desperate. I'm talking about desperate, Pat. You get on TikTok and Instagram. No, if they just got a half a butt, they want to show it. Maybe I can lure somebody in. And that's the thing. You can't do nothing in holiness and righteousness. How about a repentive spirit? How about repenting to the Most High Yah for not following his ways? Because you knew him. Believe you me. You knew you were out there doing wicked. You knew you were out there fulfilling your fleshly desires. You knew it. Living what they call it, your best life. You knew you were.
Yeah.
Now you're old. Your stuff sagging. You're wrinkled. You don't look like you did 20 years ago.
And nobody wants your funky ass. You stink.
They're ignoring you. Your body count through the roof.
Damn.
Nobody wants you now.
Been ran through.
The only option you got is to truly repent and turn to Yah. Let him restore. But you're too prideful to even do that. I'm telling you, I see this stuff. It's sad, Pastor. It's sad. And the envy and jealousy runs so deep in our people. It'll just break your heart if you let it. I'm glad I'm hidden in the secret place of the Most High Yah. Man, this bubble he got us in, we just seeing the reward of the wicked, Pastor. It ain't coming near us.
Yeah.
Glory to the King. Glory to the Father. Hallelujah.
You know, we have a lot of children in Israel, and I see nothing but brightness in the future of them, because they're literally being protected from what we all were exposed to. And we just made it out by the mercies, the tender mercies of Yah. And they are listening, and they want to obey. They want to worship the Most High Yah. They want to do this thing right. And to sit there and watch this generation coming behind us, that's why I talk to my immediate family, my Shais and Straitway all the time about, listen, this life, our lot in it is not about your selfish ass self. It's about sacrifice and commitment.
Yes.
The generation that came before us should have made the sacrifice and commitment, but they didn't.
Nope.
So there ain't no need in sitting over there crying over damn spilled milk. We have the knowledge. We have the spirituality. We have the comprehension and the understanding revealed to us by the tender mercies of the Most High Yah. What are we going to do with it? That's the real question. What are you going to do with it when it's been dropped in your lap? Are you going to sit there and try to live your life, trying to fill your vanity, and then let the generation come behind you suffer because you couldn't sow your royal oaks? Nah, that's foolishness. Everything is about the children's children.
I agree 100%.
And I don't miss living in sin one damn second. I don't.
Nah, don't give it a thought. Don't even give it a thought. And I'm grateful to have many daughters just running around here, Pastor, that I can look at and say, oh, they Hebrews, they Israelites, they Hebrews, the Israelites. That's all they know. They don't know anything different. And they're not tied to the system. They're not stuck with Social Security cards and birth certificates and all that dumb stuff, signing them over. You see what I'm saying? And Yah's perfect ways are being restored to his people. His thoughts, which is truth, on what a marriage and what a family should be, is being restored right before people's eyes. And it's beautiful, but because you indoctrinated with envy and jealousy and the lack of humility, you can't even receive it. You can't even receive it. You can't even fellowship. You can't even celebrate it, even though you know it's beautiful. So I love the fact we come to these feasts and we see hundreds of children running around. We like, they definitely part of that group. They definitely part of that group. They ain't been tainted with her, like the book says. Hallelujah. They ain't been tainted. I love it, Pastor. And it just adds even more motivation. Gives you even more drive to keep pushing every day, every single day. Man. You got me fired up now, Shepherd. Glory to the King.
Elder, not going to keep you long because I'm getting ready to get off here myself. But, hey, appreciate the comments, appreciate the wisdom, and I'm sure it's done edified the true Israelites. Everybody else, they probably got oppressed, but who cares? But the real Israelites, they heard it. They got it.
Glory to the King.
Bless you, Elder. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
You know, as we are talking here, that's why I begin to think, and I continue to keep on thinking. I look at the amount of businesses that we literally have here in the ministry. We have financial business, we have framing business, we have plastering business, we have deck businesses, we have mechanic businesses, we have, construction businesses. Literally we do, to be able to pass this on. And our generation is coming behind us. They literally don't have to work for nobody else. And in the midst of these businesses, as communities, we're making investments for the children's children. We're building generational wealth. I want everybody to listen to me real close. Listen to me real close. As Israel, if I said it once, and I know y'all going to agree with me with this, I've said it 150,000 damn times. Why is it that when you get $1 in your pocket, or 50 or 100, why is it that you so anxious to go spend it out in the damn world? It makes no damn sense to me. I understand. Look, if you have a budget and you budget your money for a few months and then you want to go out and buy a few things that you need and necessities in the world, why is it that we cannot circulate our dollars amongst our own damn self? I'm going to tell you why. We're too damn selfish. We're still yet too damn foolish. And I tell you, when you go, if you ever been to these Mennonite and Amish communities, you look at these people and you will be thinking with your logical, natural-minded, stupid-ass American mind, you'll be sitting up there thinking, oh, these poor people got more money than your ass do. A hell of a lot more money than your ass do. And you're willing to empty your pocketbook because it makes your wicked ass heart feel like you done some good because you contribute to them. And they're smiling at you and stuff. And in their mind, they're going, these damn heathens. I'm making all this money off these damn pagan heathens. That's what they look at you like. You just don't know it because you're too stupid to realize it. And because I have the boldness and the gumption to sit up and tell you what the game is, what really truly is going on, you want to despise me. Our children are dependent on us to make right choices and right decisions in this generation and in this life. Not only are they dependent on us doing that, but they're dependent on us to educate them so they'll know how to navigate this life going forward when our time is done. Other countries, other nations, and other cultures, they teach their children this. We're too stupid to even realize it. I say this because I want to scold us as Israel. I truly want to put a hard defibrillator on our mind to change our damn mind so that we can start thinking right thoughts in the right direction in the way, the reason why we're here. I gave up my life a long time ago. It's not about me. Sure, am I able to enjoy a little bit right now? Yeah, but where were you at when I made the sacrifice? Where were you at when I stood by myself and I had nobody standing with me? Nobody. But the King. We're here now. And I can only hope I've been an inspiration over these decades for many of you to inspire you and let you know you ain't got to sit back and look way back 2,000 years ago in the book when it was written to get inspiration to know that Yah is real and he's here. I'm sitting here right before your very eyes as a man of Yah, Pastor Charles Dowell Jr., letting you all know, flat-footed, that the King is alive. The power of Yah is real. We manifest it because of his tender mercies and graces upon us. And you can be righteous and live set apart. And you don't have to bite of the fruit of the lies of this world that tries to get you to live like Christians. And every damn body else say, it don't take all that. It don't need, well, it does. It took every bit of that for me and more. Every bit of it and more. Get it through your heads. Save yourselves from this untoward generation. Let me read a scripture over here that Elder Rufus had mentioned earlier. I'm going to 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Because, you know, everybody, you don't need to follow no man. You know what I mean? Let's see what the book says. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, it says, this is what the apostle Shaul said to the assembly at Corinth. Be you followers of me. What the hell's wrong with Paul? Did Paul got problems or something like that? You want us to follow you? That's why I boldly, flat-footed say that. In this generation, I said. You follow me as I follow Messiah, you're going to make it to the kingdom. I know you're going to make it to the kingdom. And you know how I know that? Because I know I'm going to the kingdom. Ain't nothing going to hinder me from doing it. Nothing will hinder me. Nothing. Nothing. And I know this full well, knowing that Satan is after my soul. Well, Satan, you ain't getting me on your damn mantle. I'm not going to be a trophy on your damn mantelpiece. But the Apostle Shaul said, be followers of me, even as I also am of Messiah. Paul said that to the assembly back then. I'm saying the same thing today. The only man of Yah in his generation, but I know I am the man of generation. And I don't know if anybody better you can use as an example to follow than I myself. And if my boast is way too far and too great above a lot of people's understanding, comprehension, eyes and ears, then find another man out there that is doing it better and greater than I am with the limited resources that I have. And I'll say it with all integrity of heart, like I said it before. When you find him, if you find him, I will show you all how to get behind it, strengthen it, and follow him. And I've been waiting for 20-something years, ever since I made that statement. He still ain't came yet. I don't know how much more honest to be. Don't know how much more honest to be. I'm not fleecing the flock of Yah. I'm not trying to take advantage of the flock of Yah in any way, shape, fashion, or form. I'm feeding the flock of Yah. I'm definitely doing that. I'm sacrificing for the flock of Yah. I'm definitely doing that too. I'm not using the flock of Yah to promote my own personal interests in any way, shape, fashion, or form. I'm living Yah's truth. I'm literally living Yah's truth. So I can say with all confidence, follow me as I follow Messiah. I really wish we had more people that wasn't fearful. You have to understand, we got brothers in this that understand, and as they say in the old cliche, what you call in the world, they've been to the mountaintop, whatever that mountaintop is, and it ain't all that. It ain't. Because when you up at the mountaintop, listen, people don't love you. They love what you become. And they love who you are while you up there. But when you descend from that mountaintop, those same people, they're not there giving you the same notoriety and lamentations and praises. They don't forget about you. The next God that comes up. Next! That's how it works. Well, on this mountaintop, this one, there's only one. And it's King Jesus. And he's the only one up there, and he's the only one standing by himself, and there ain't nobody else next to him. And we are all underneath him, and we will all bow down. You can believe that? I promise you that. And I saw one that sat upon the throne. One. That's it. For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. And the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the mighty Yah, the everlasting Father, and the Prince of Peace. That's the only king I know. The only king I know. Isaiah 7:14 says, and let me get there. Therefore Yahweh himself shall give you a sign. You hear that? Who's going to give it? Yah is going to give you a sign. Behold, a maiden, a virgin, shall conceive and bring forth a son, and his name shall be called Emmanuel. Unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Emmanuel. Wonderful Counselor, he's the mighty Yah, the everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. There shall be no end to his increase, and his name shall be called Emmanuel. That's another song in the archives. You better believe it. We thank Almighty Yahweh, the Yohed Vahed. The Aya is Shah Aya. In the English vernacular, the great I am, I am. The Father's always been mindful of us. And I realize and I know his love for us as a people. I also know the terror of Yah. Therefore I do persuade men. There's none like him. There will never, ever be. Ever. We will never know no one like him. Yah's good. All the time and all the time, he is good. He's wonderful. Looking forward to the day when I hear and you hear, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Listen to me very closely. You've been faithful over a few things, but I will make you master of a lot. Israel, what we doing is not in vain. Keep on standing. I will make sure we keep our ear to the ground and to realize and know what our arch enemy, Satan, he's always working. He's always got his enemies working, his minions working, is doing. I'm going to keep you on the cutting edge. I live and breathe to make sure that Israel stays spiritually sober. I do. The El Diablo is serious. But the king has already declared and said it is finished. It's done. We've already won. All we have to do is walk in that victory. And victory not only shall, but it is ours. So anyway, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Teacher Shane will be delivering a message over to everybody's prayer room, and yet you are anticipating the message to listen to what the teacher has to say. I may get the order mess up here. I don't know if I'm going to mess it up or not, but I know that Teacher Greg, he's going to be the next one up. Teacher Greg will be the next one up, and that's going to be the Father's will. Everything works as planned. He's going to be the next one up. Then after Teacher Greg, Elder Donnie, then Elder Mitch and Elder Rufus, and that should bring us full circle around to Passover. And then at the time of Passover, of course, I'm going to be delivering a message. I got to look at the dates on the calendar, see how everything's going. And then if it's not at that Passover, then Pastor Daniel Muir, he'll definitely be doing the main message at either Pentecost or Tabernacles of next year. And then after that follows Pastor Corey. So, Israel, I'm encouraged. I'm indicted in a good matter. I really, truly am. I take every trial and tribulation extremely seriously. Even when my flesh won't do it, I try to make sure I make the adjustments and get it right. Because I know that the King is coming, and I don't want nothing coming after me. I want all sins, iniquities, and transgressions to go before me, repented up, confessed up, under the blood, before me. So there's nothing that comes after. I want y'all to be encouraged. I do. While we talk about some of the secular things that's going off into the world, I do hope and pray that a lot of these professionals, because I've been praying for these professionals for a long, long time, that they will get the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and understand that whatever the world is trying to sell them, you really don't need all that much of what they're saying. All you have to do is to really, truly get with Israel. Just get with real, true Israel, and everything. How did the song go? I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. Be all right. Be all right. Be all right. Yeah. Don't get me started. We're getting the Holy Spirit cranked up in here in a second over there. Hallelujah. But yeah, I told you I got a, who knows, in this soul, in this spirit right here, I got thousands of songs down there, maybe hundreds, I don't know. You just don't know when they come up. When they come up, they'll come up though. They there though. They're there. All right, Israel. So we're going to go ahead and finish this up. We're like 10 minutes a little bit early from normal. I look forward and I hope and pray. And I do pray for each and every one of you during this dead season. Promise me, Israel. Promise the Most High Yah first, that you're going to keep him at the forefront of your mind. When you get up in the morning, if you find your day getting too full, wake up 30 minutes earlier and give devotion to the King. Give it to him. He deserves it. Give him time. And then Just when you think your day is filled up in the day and stuff, stop for a second and reverence him. Honor him. Let him know you're thinking about it and you need him. He will be your present help in the time of need. For real, he's there. And this is not some Christian fairy tale shit. This is real. Our King lives, ever to make intercession for the saints. We do appreciate Elder Rufus coming on tonight, bringing forth the wisdom that only elders can do in this daytime and hour that we're living in. Teacher Greg gave a wonderful message that we posted on Patreon. They have it on Straitway, Kentucky East too. Wonderful. I want everybody, please, you get time, go listen to what Teacher Greg had to say. He's not going to coddle you. He's not going to sit up in there. He's going to teach you. Damn good teaching. And when I mean that, I mean it with all due respect. When I say damn good teaching, I mean good teaching. Extremely good teaching. So Israel, the reason why we inform you of certain things, so you'll know who to distance yourself from, keep yourself from, so you don't get over there co-signing with other people thinking everything is all right. Keep yourself in love with Yah. We're going to continue to keep growing in grace. Brother Jesse, I hope that you had your son or daughter, I forget which one it was. I hope that everything came out fine and good. You had a daughter. Hope that the daughter Israel, everything is going good. Looking forward to being able to see you, and you. And I want y'all to remember this. Listen, Israel, do not make any moves around any community or any homestead if you want to be in wisdom and true knowledge of Yah without letting the hub know. That means myself or Elder Douglas Becker. Don't make no moves on your own without talking and speaking with us. We do a pretty good job of putting Israel together, and we want to keep it that way. Y'all get it? All right, with that said, Israel, I love you all. I wish you all Shabbat Shalom. I bless you all in the sweet, precious, and strong, and victorious, and mighty, overcoming name of our soon-coming King. Bless your brother Steve, Sister Whitney, and Canada. Thank you for the calendars. Y'all got them out a good prompt time. Thank you very much. And all my family at home, Mother Carol, Mama Nellie, all of y'all at home up at Straitway, I love y'all dearly. You're constantly in my thoughts and my prayers and in my mind. Y'all be blessed, okay? I love y'all, Israel. Be encouraged. See y'all soon. Look forward to seeing y'all. Listen to Teach Saint tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom. The King is coming. Now you know what's getting ready to take place, right? I got to figure out how to cut this damn thing off. It always happens, right? Okay, rotate the device. I just said rotate it. All right, I cut that. Are you sure you want to start reading? Okay. Uh-oh, look at him looking.